This HVAC company is running a $179 duct cleaning ad. So in this episode of the Ad Lab, we're gonna break down what works, what doesn't, and how to turn this simple ad into an ad that actually converts like crazy. But what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. This is Marketing with Dev. Make sure you guys give me a like, comment, subscribe, and hit those bell notifications so you can be notified when I drop new videos just like this one. If you're currently running ads on any platform and you want my help and you want to be featured on an episode of the Ad Lab, then all you need to do is email me with your ad creative and your copy and your headline to devin@marketingwithdev.com. That's Devin, D-E-V-I-N. But with that out of the way, let's go ahead and look at this $179 HVAC duct cleaning ad. So the first thing that we're going to do is take a look at the creative. And we're always going to ask ourselves one question as soon as we look at the creative. And as you guys can see, this is an image ad that we're looking at. So does it have a strong hook that grabs attention, or does the first 3 to 5 seconds grab your attention? And for me, I would probably have to say not quite for this ad. There should be a headline at the top of this ad that's actually revealing the biggest benefits and telling people why they need to be signing up. So the next question we need to ask is, this ad doesn't really tell the other person on the other end of it how they're gonna benefit at all. Just mentioning that you offer duct cleaning for $179 doesn't show people how they benefit from it. So you have to think, why should they pay you $179 versus paying someone else $179, or paying someone less, or even paying someone more? What's differentiating you? What benefits are they getting working with you that they may not get from working with someone else, or by ignoring the problem altogether? You have to make sure that these people understand that. So for instance, is $179 even a good rate? Me personally, I don't know. And if I don't know, I know there may be some others out there that don't know also. You may be offering the best price in the market, but if you are, then you need to say that, because people won't know it unless you say it. So you're saying $179 duct cleaning, they may be receiving a benefit and they don't even know it's a benefit because they don't know that this is the best price on the market. So the next question is, are there specifics or proof elements included, like testimonials and things like that? And for the most part, I would have to say no. There is one picture of a before and after, which I do like, which does work really well, but we can do so much more here. There are no certifications, there's no stats, there's no reviews. All of these things can help improve the selling power of this ad tenfold. So for example, if you have a bunch of highly rated Google reviews, that is something perfect that you can add to this ad. So as an example, you could say something like, we've been rated 5 stars by over 500 Chicago homeowners. Now let's transition into the body copy. And when we're talking about the body copy, we always have to start with that super important first sentence. So does that first sentence basically force you to read the second sentence? And that's really the job of your first sentence when you're writing copy. Your only job of your first sentence is to get people to read the second sentence. And the only job of the second sentence is to get people to read the third sentence. We're just trying to get people systematically all the way through to read all of our copy. So does this first sentence force people to read the second one? I would say kind of, right? So it's calling out the exact audience that they're looking for. And if you fit that criteria, you probably will read the next sentence, but I do think it's done in a way where it's kind of confusing. So the first sentence is, hi Chicago suburb neighbors. And like I said, it calls out the exact audience that you're looking for, but it is a bit confusing because I'm not exactly sure what you mean by Chicago suburb neighbors. And like I said before, if I'm confused, then I am sure that there are other people out there also who are confused, because you have to understand, people are not on social media to see our advertisements. So if they're confused, if they don't understand something, if something does not make sense to them, they're immediately going to scroll away. They're not going to spend any amount of time trying to understand what you meant by your ad, because they didn't want to see your ad anyway. So it's very important that we understand this. So instead of saying Chicago suburb neighbors, call out those specific neighborhoods that you're talking about. So now when those people see it, they're like, oh yeah, I live here, he's talking about me. Oh yeah, I live here, he's talking about me. If we just say Chicago suburb neighbors, someone may think they're not a neighbor, and you may think they are a neighbor. So you see how there can be a disconnect. Don't leave room for any disconnect. Just tell the people exactly who you're looking for. That will help you and it will help them. So let's get into the rest of the copy. So the first question we're gonna ask here is, does it focus on how the reader will benefit? And here I'll have to say kind of. So they do make mention of how, the viewer or the prospect will benefit, but I think they can apply a lot more pressure here. People always want to know what's in it for them. So please do not be shy about telling them, because they want to hear all the benefits of your product or your service. They want to be sold on all of the reasons why they should spend money on what you have, because they're going to spend money on something. So you need to let them know why they should spend money with you. And the next question we always have to ask is that first paragraph 11 words or less? So it's super important. Like I said, we want to attract attention as quickly as possible. And one of the best ways to do this is by creating short paragraphs, because it kind of breaks the copy into bite-sized pieces and it makes it easier for people to read. And if it's easier for people to read, then it's more likely that they will read it through. I know little things like this may sound like they don't make a big deal, but I promise you I've been doing this for a long time and they really do. And the last question we want to ask here is, does it end with a clear single action? And again, kinda. So it tells them what to do, but it doesn't specifically tell them what action you want them to take. You need to tell them, click the link below and book online. Click the link here and fill out a form. Whatever the case may be, whatever the process they need to go through, tell them. If you tell them, they will listen. If you don't tell them, they definitely won't listen. But before we get into the headline, if you're running ads on platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Google, or YouTube, I will literally run your ads for free for the next 14 days. But I'm only doing this with 3 business owners. So I'm really tired of all of these agencies charging people thousands upfront and not delivering any results. So I'm changing the game here, and I'm going to deliver results first. I will help you get 10 to 20 new leads and sales for your business before you ever have to pay me a dime. Right? This is how we're changing the game, and I want to help you. And if you're a business owner and you want to generate more leads and sales, then make sure you click the link in the description and you register for my results in advanced ad program. So we only accept 3 of these businesses in this program per month, just so I can actually make sure I focus and actually get results for these clients. So if this sounds like something that will help you, make sure you click the link in the description and join while you still can. If you click the link in the description and it's gone, then that means it's booked. We'll have to see you next month. But let's get back into this headline. So what we have to ask ourselves when it comes to the headlines is, does it state your biggest benefit clearly? And for this ad, I will have to say no. The headline here is say goodbye to allergies, but that's not the biggest benefit. The biggest benefit to me is being able to breathe easier and safer in your own home. So the next question when it comes to our headline is it specific? And yes, the headline was very specific, telling us exactly what's getting cleaned and exactly how much it's going to cost. And the last question is, does it spark emotion or curiosity? And this headline, say goodbye to allergies, not really. So there's some work that can be done there. Now that we took a look at the ad, it's time for me to make my revisions and see how we can turn up the selling power of this ad so we can make it make more money. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is the creative. So I'm going to tell you guys how I would recreate the entire ad image. And I'm only going to really focus on maybe 1 or 2 components, because I can be here all day on each section talking about all of the things I think that could be better. But for the sake of this video, we're only going to hit on a few points. And like I said earlier, the first thing I would do for this creative is put a big, bold headline right at the top. It's good that you have your company name shown, but it doesn't have to be right at the top because it's not selling. So what you want to do is create a headline featuring your biggest benefit and stick that right at the top. My headline would be something like, the #1 way to keep your home's air clean and safe for only $179. This way we're mentioning the product's biggest benefit, and we're also making an offer by letting them know how much it costs. The biggest benefit of this offer is truly about safety at the end of the day. If you're someone with a family, you want to make sure that you can breathe easy, your wife can breathe easy, and your kids or your children don't have to worry about allergies and dust and things like that. So it's very important that we're selling safety. You're not selling HVAC cleaning. You're selling safety and peace of mind within one's own home. So no one wants to get their ducts cleaned, but they do want to be able to breathe safe and not deal with allergies, right? And a duct cleaning is just the vehicle that's going to take them to their destination, which is that final benefit, which is what they're looking for. So you need to understand this when you're selling. They don't want a duct cleaning. You may think they want a duct cleaning, but what they really want is to breathe safer and easier. So we have to let them know clearly within our ad of how that duct cleaning can take them all the way to the finish line of breathing safer and easier. Remember, what you do, your product or your service, is simply a vehicle to get your prospect a desired result. Nothing more, nothing less. And speaking of benefits, that leads me to my next point. There are absolutely no benefits to be found on this creative. So what I would do is list the following benefits right underneath our new headline. We remove allergens, dust, and contaminants so every breath is easier. Relief from sneezing, coughing, and allergies, plus lowering your electrical bill, which is keeping more money in your pocket every single month. I would definitely also add some reviews, some testimonials, or even some more before and afters, because that's really what's going to show that proof. People want to know that you can do something and you can do it well. And the only way that they'll be able to know that is if they see you doing it well for other people. So you have to show them. You have to show them that, yeah, we do good work for people. Here are before and after. You have to say, yeah, we have happy customers. Here are our testimonials. Here are our reviews. It's very important that you guys do this. And if you're not doing this, you're going to lose out on so much money. Now, let's go ahead and revise this body copy. And like I said before, to me, this is confusing. So starting with the first sentence, the phrase Chicago suburbs neighbors is throwing me for a loop. And I know if I'm confused, others are confused too. And a confused mind does not buy. So that's the last thing we want our prospects to be when they're reading our ads. So our new copy will read something like this. Attention Chicago suburbs. Your ducts are making you sick. Dust, allergens, and mold can spread throughout your vents and contaminate the air you breathe every single day. We deep clean your entire system so you can enjoy cleaner, fresher air every single day. Get a professional duct cleaning for just $179, limited time offer. Click the link below and book right now. Your lungs and your HVAC system will thank you. And last but not least, here is our revised headline. Breathe easier and feel healthier. Limited time, $179 duct cleaning. So you guys see how we're laser focused on the benefits that the prospect will receive, and then we tell them the price since it's going to be a special offer. That is the $179 HVAC ad fixed. We took a friendly but forgettable message and turned it into something that will actually get people to stop, but more importantly, take action. Because when you shift from what you do to how people will feel after you do it, you will see that your ads will start to sell themselves. And like I mentioned earlier, if you guys are running ads on any platform and you want to generate more leads and sales, me and my team will run your ads for 14 days for absolutely free. We will write your copy, we will script your videos, we will set up your targeting, we will do all of that, and we will get you results before you ever pay a single dime. So if you're interested in that, we only accept 3 businesses each month. Click the link in the description and join my Results in Advance ads program. And if you want to be featured in the next episode of the Ad Lab, then make sure you guys send me your ad creative, your ad copy, and your headline to my email, devin@marketingwithdev.com. That's Devin, D-E-V-I-N. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you're not already, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and hit those bell notifications so you can be notified when I drop new videos just like this one. And I will catch you guys in the next video.